Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to have a bit of a play and make some large envelope flips. Now these are a little kind of, well, not a little actually, a big take on the little envelope flips that we make. So I can't now see any to be able to show you, but you know the little kind of flip down envelopes that we make, the faux flip down envelopes. I've been playing around with making them on this, you know, regular size A4 paper, and they work really nicely. So this is what you kind of end up with, is these, which I think, how gorgeous are these to pop into your journals. So I've got these ones, which are obviously like full sheet on A4, and then I've got these, which I cut the A4 sheets down. So I'm just going to kind of show you basically how I've made them, and they are so simple. I mean, as you know, if you watch my channel, I never ever do anything complicated, but these are easier than ever. But I think they're really, really fun. So if I just take this one, all you're going to do is basically take your paper and fold down here to get your envelope flap. Now, I find this the best way is, you know, to start by doing the envelope flap, because that's going to gauge to you where you need to bring everything else to, if that makes sense. So folding that over like that, squish that down with your scissor handles or your bone folder, like that, okay? And then all you're going to do is bring your paper up here, up here like this, and then obviously bring this down to form your faux envelope. And I love the way that you've got the overhanging little thingy-me-bob there. So what I've been doing is gluing my flaps down. And again, you know, this is optional really. If you prefer them actually not glued down, you know, you then obviously could open them out and have them for journaling space. But what I think is quite nice is to actually glue them down, and then you can actually decorate your envelope flap, if you see what I mean. Which, I mean, you could decorate it, I suppose, if you could, you know, if you were to fold them out. But you may compromise the integrity, you know, like of being able to actually unfold it if you over-decorate it. So I think they're better to just, you know, leave them like this. So like that. Now then what I'm going to do for this one, just to kind of like, you know, explore the options, I'm going to just coffee dye it. Now I quite like, I've decided to coffee dye using my wipes, but using a wet wipe. So I mean, we often use our dry wipes, don't we? So I like to just dip it into my coffee and just coffee dye like that. This is if I'm not doing a big batch of coffee dyeing. Obviously, if I'm doing a big batch, you know, I do it sort of generally in like a lasagna type dish. But if I'm just doing, you know, odd random pages, this I find is the best way to do it. Now, I don't even always bother coffee dyeing both sides. I mean, depending on the pattern, you know, it might not even show up this much. So, you know, this is quite a patterned paper. I'm not sure how much the coffee is even going to kind of like do anything. Now I'm just going to dry it off with my heat tool. Now obviously if your paper now creases at all, you know, to a point where you don't like it, then of course you could iron your paper. I'm going to hopefully not do that, unless it looks really terrible, in which case I might have no choice, but I'm hoping I'm going to get away with not ironing it. Okay. Like that. So, and again, if you use your wet wipe and just do this with the coffee, you know, and this is just a black coffee solution that I like to keep just behind my desk, it really doesn't take 2 seconds to dry. You know, it's very, very, very quick. So, you know, this is my kind of go-to method if I'm just doing odd sheets of paper. Now, this now is peeling up slightly where obviously dried the glue with the heat tool. So I'm just going to go down there. Just, yeah, mop the glue out. Okay, right. So that's my foldy over piece. Now, obviously, at this point, you could make it much more scrappy than this. You don't have to kind of like keep it, you know, flat. You could kind of really go to town on your edges and things. This obviously is the folded edge, so you know you're a bit more limited with what you can do with that, but if you just rough it up a little bit, you can kind of like do some bits. And then in here, you know, you could even just have like a couple of bits folded over and things, you know, just to make it look a bit more crumpled and old. So we'll just, you know, we'll just do things like this. There we go. And maybe just a little bit down this side as well, like that. Okay, so it's got a bit more character going on there. Oops, like that. There we go. Okay, loving how that looks. Now I'm going to, I think, just ink it up. So just grab my ink pad. Now I'm only really inking it because I want it to look quite, you know, quite aged and quite vintage. If you're happy with yours, you know, not looking so aged and so vintage, then of course, you know, you may not bother doing this, especially if you've actually coffee dyed it. You might find that actually, you know, the coffee dyeing is kind of like good enough. So there we go. Okay. There we go. Oh my goodness, I am loving how this looks already, and it feels gorgeous. It feels, you know, very nice, very vintage already. So then what you could do is take some pages and put them inside. So it's up to you really whether you wanted to glue some pages on here for journaling straight onto. So for instance, I've got this internal envelope, could use something like that. Or I've got some fly sheet, I think, from some books. So I'll just grab that in. Okay, so if I just grab this. Oh, they're different thicknesses, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, I'm not sure now. Well, I guess what I could do is, yeah, if I have that in half, like that. Okay. Like that. And then we'll just take this down at the edge. Like that, I think. Okay. Okay. Right. Let's just pop those in the bin. So I will just quickly ink around these. Now, the best way I find, if you've got quite flimsy paper, is if you do it when it's held with another piece, it just gives you a bit more of a robust piece to hold. If I was doing this singly, these pages are very, very flimsy, and so then they're going to be, you know, bending and creasing all over the place. So if you just go in like that, it's a little bit easier to do. So like that. Okay. So we can just glue those in like that. I mean, obviously, you know, this is optional because you have coffee dyed the inside anyway. So, I mean, it's not looking glaringly white or anything like that. And, you know, it is a nice surface to be able to journal on. You know, I just thought this is kind of like a little bit more interest as opposed to just having it opened out onto the plain surface. But, you know, the plain surface would work fine too. So completely, you know, up to you really whether you think this is necessary or not. So there we go. And this is from my botanicals collection, this paper. Sorry, I did forget to say that. So yeah. Now Okie dokie. So that's your piece there. And also the other bonus of putting those, you know, extra pages in, it just makes it feel a bit more padded. So it feels like a little bit more substantial now, as opposed to without them. So, you know, that's just another thing to kind of bear in mind if you wanted to have it feeling a little bit thicker. Now, I've just got these. So, yeah, just wondering whether we could have... Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? So let's just take this down here. So this is just from my French collection papers. So we could put this on the back so it's got a little, well, a bit of decoration, and also we can pop it on like a pocket. So it's got a sort of, you know, multifunctional. So let's just ink that up. Okay. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Maybe you are doing some crafting. I hope you're having a nice time. There we go. Now, do you want to layer that onto anything is the question. Maybe even just a piece of coffee dyed paper or something, just to give it a bit more interest. Yeah, do share below, you know, what you're working on. You know, do say it often, but, you know, it really does kind of spark inspiration and things if you share what you're working on. So let's pop this one down. Okie dokie. There we go. And then we'll just pop this one on like a pocket by just wet gluing it on 3 sides like that. Okay, loving how that's looking so far. And then I think this one, maybe we will have a flower or something on there. Let me just see. I'm just reaching for things that are sort of laying about on the desk, really. So, no, I'm going to have the pink flower. So let's just pop this out. Okay, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Now, actually, I'm just wondering whether I would prefer this on this side. Yeah, I think probably on there. Maybe a little ticket or something on here. Hold on. Or maybe even the ticket on this side, actually. So I could even pop this on as a second pocket. I mean, it would be pretty tiny, but it might be quite nice. So yeah, let's just pop that on there. Okay, shall we have a bit of lace or something on here? And I've got some flower trims. Try this. Right, let me see what lace I've got laying around. So I want quite a thin lace because obviously, you know, this is kind of like the underside of this. I'm going to make, hopefully, you know, the other side's going to be more the star of the show. The side with the, you know, the triangle. The triangle flap. So on this side I don't want to necessarily have it, you know, really taken over with sort of big fat embellishments. I want it to be sort of reasonably flat, you know, so as if it's paper clipped onto a page, it's going to paper clip on nicely. So there we go. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look gorgeous? Right, then on this side, just going to ink up this side a bit more. So on this side, I'm thinking just a little bit of lace. Maybe kind of running down here. Let me just glue some of these petals together. Oh, can't really tell which one's smallest. I have no idea. I'm not even sure whether one of these is smallest actually. It's weird, isn't it? Very weird. They normally, I think, have like the top layer is smaller than the others, but on these ones, I'm not even sure whether one of the layers is smaller. They all look the same to me. Okay. So, oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Just before I glue that on there, actually, I'm just going to double check. I know I said, oh, doesn't it look lovely, but I have got some more of the pale flowers, which now I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'd prefer a pale one, actually. Yeah, I'm preferring that, I think, actually. So, yes, scrap what I just said about how gorgeous it looked. I prefer it, I think, with this one. So, let's just do that. Okay. So, again, just glue these together. I do sell these flowers in my shop. I think I've only got the light coloured ones at the moment. So, these colours. Yeah, and when you get them, they've got the plastic centres in, which obviously that's what I've just popped out. And, you know, you just pop the flower centres out and then they're, you know, just lovely to use like that. I mean, you don't have to obviously pop the flower centres out. If you like the centres, then that's fine. But I just, you know, I quite like them without the centres. So, right, now I've also got some of my flower trim, and this as well I do sell in my shop. So this is my shop on my website, so shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk, not my Etsy shop, if you were wondering. Right, now let's just have a look at this. I don't know now. Definitely want the lace, but do I want the lace up here? I think this might be some genuine vintage lace. To be honest, I'm not actually too sure. I've had it for such a long time now, I can't remember whether it is or whether it's not. Could be some that I've just torn like the, you know, the head apart from, but I actually can't remember now. So, yeah. Right. Let's just cut this off here. Oh, I don't know. I do like it down the edge here, to be honest. I mean, we could always have it on both, I suppose, but that might be a little bit too much. But I think to make a sort of feature of the flap is definitely, you know, lovely. So I think what I'll do, I'm just going to apply some glue here in this filled in piece here. Obviously this lace is very, you know, it's more like net for most of the lace, if you see what I mean. So it's quite hard to find a filled in part to even put some glue on, but yeah, just put it there. And then I do like those flowers, which as well, the bonus is those flowers then are, you know, helping to assist the lace in gluing down. So yeah, it's quite a kind of good way of gluing the lace down. Now, do I want some more? That's the question. Or do we think, oh my goodness, she's like going crazy with the lace. I do always just really love a lot of lace and decoration, to be honest. So could have it this side. Oh, that's quite nice. Yeah, I quite like that. Let me just take this again. Do we like it that side or do we like it this side? Is the question. Oh, no, definitely this side. Sorry if you can hear my phone keep on pinging. It's not my phone, it's my iPad, but you know, it's probably like the family group chat thing. Right. Okay, so yeah, that's held on like that. So again, I'm just going to then pop some glue here on these filled in flowers just to assist that in gluing down. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. That's quite nice, isn't it? And then thinking what we could do is just tuck some bits inside. Now this is going to be too big, but I could cut this down. So this is just, again, this is my French collection papers, and what I've done, I've printed them, I think I printed these 4 to a page, and this is printed obviously on thicker paper, so it's more like a postcard, which is pretty nice, isn't it? So just cut that down so it's going to be good to tuck in. Now I'm just going to coffee dye this. Okay, so that's that one. Right, let's pop that to one side. Now, just need a couple more things to pop in there because I think, you know, having some little bits and pieces in there might be quite nice. So let's just bring this back. Just having a look and seeing what I've got laying around on the desk. I mean, we could even have this, to be honest. So if I just take this like that. Okay, and yep, let's just coffee dye this again. Just mainly around the edge, because what I'm thinking is we will... Oh, actually, no. Over the whole thing. And then, yeah, on the back, I'm thinking what we'll do is we will just put some of the fly sheet to journal on. So something like this. So this is my method of measuring. Let's just do that. Okay. That. And then actually I'm just going to go in here, cut that down. So yeah, let's just cut this down. Just cut it down fractionally more. Like that. Okay, right. And then what you could do is you could use something to tie this in, because obviously, you know, this is not sort of pink or green like the other pieces are. So what we could do is pop something pink on here. So even maybe one of those rosebuds that's like floating around there on the desk. Could put something like that in there. So just glue that one down. Oops. Oh dear, I've made that all messy now. Yeah, we could just have like a little rosebud there. And then that's just keeping that sort of, you know, pink and green theme going on, isn't it? So this one obviously, you know, it's fine because it is green. So that's those two. Now, do I have anything else that I would like to pop in? Just having a quick look to see what else I've got here floating around. Okay. So, well, actually, I wonder if we could just use something like this. Well, to be honest, what we could do is just have this folded like that. Now this is going to be too big, I think, too tall. So I'll have to cut this down. So this is just, well, I don't know whether this would be called fly sheet, to be honest, but, you know, one of those first pages in the book. So where it's just got the title and the author information and things. So like that. Okay, so we've just cut that down. And then they can pop into there. Again, I could just have something like this on here. This is where I could do with something else pink. So, oh, actually, maybe we'll have this one in as a journal card. I mean, I'm just honestly using, you know, what's kind of laying around here. So, I mean, obviously I'm quite lucky because, you know, my desk is a little bit messy. So I generally have quite a bit of stuff laying around, but yeah, that could go in there. Oh, we're still now on the hump for something pink. So I should have thought of that before I glued that down. Right, we've got this. This is just from the butterfly papers. So let's just ink this a minute. So what if we had something like that and then something like that? It's just literally to get a little dab of pink onto this, you know, book page, just so it's sort of, you know, looking like it ties in a bit better. So like that. Oh, what have I got here? No, I'm just grabbing anything that's, you know, just laying around and trying it on here. Okay, got this. Well, that's quite cute. So this is just from my, you know, Victorian Beauties. So I'll just ink this up. We'll just pop that one down. Like that. And I really love the way that you've got that, you know, original text coming through. I think that kind of just adds something really, really nice to this. But obviously, if you didn't like that, you know, you could cover that up. But I actually think that sort of all adds to the, you know, the individual character of this piece. There we go. So, and then we could just obviously pop all of these bits into here, like that. Shove that. Oh, it's a little bit tight there. This one's just slightly too tall, so I'm just going to cut that down very fractionally across the top. Okay, like that. They're still a bit wet from the coffee dyeing, but that's fine. So that goes like that. And then we just want to have a paper clip or something to close that. Now, just before I do that, I'm just going to take a couple of tickets, I think, and pop them in the other side. So just in here. Oops. Just wipe my coffee dyed wipe over this one. So we can have this one here, like that. Okay, and oh, I don't know now. maybe that one. So these are just some of those lovely tickets that I got from Taperology. So they are stickers, which I've got to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of stickers. So I'm not going to use these as stickers. I'm just going to literally, you know, pop them in on their sticky back, if you see what I mean. So then, you know, whoever had this, so if this were in a journal, you could then actually use these as stickers in your projects. You know, pull them out and use them. Because I'm just not that keen on using stickers myself. So, but you know, that's just a personal thing, isn't it? I mean, other people use stickers. And again, it's a bit like the straight edge collage and things like that. Other people do it. I love it. I use stickers and I'm just never really very happy with it. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with stickers. I just personally don't sort of tend to use them. So there we go, like that. So you've got all them little bits in that pocket. Then on the front here, now I'm going to just put something into the centre of the flower. Might even use just this little pearly bit. Maybe that's not quite big enough. Maybe one of these would be better. There we go. Let's use one of those. Okay. Oops. Just throwing that around. There we go. Oh my goodness, how yummy is that? So isn't that just such a gorgeous little envelope? And obviously that's full size, you know, full page height. But just to kind of demonstrate, so here I've got, I mean, these obviously are full height, you know, of the page as well. But here I've got some which, what I did, I've used my Regency papers, so these ones here, and I've just literally cut them in half. So if I just do one here with this one, for example. So I just literally folded it in half and then used the fold as my guide to cut it down. Okay. And then I'm going to take this and fold it in. Now I want to make sure that my paper's up the right way, so that means folding the flap in what looks like upside down. So like that. Okay. Squish that down. Like that. And we're just going to then plenty of glue. Ooh. Like that. And again, I'm just going to coffee dye this, so using my wet wipe. And just then go over the paper. I mean, to be honest, could have done this obviously before folding it in, you know, yeah, folding the flap in. I don't know why I didn't really, but it just didn't really occur to me. So I'm just going to quickly dry this off. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Okie dokie. obviously just fold this up here like that. Okay, and then fold this down here, and see how you've still got that gorgeous little overhang from the flap. So it's exactly the same concept, even though the piece of paper has been cut in half. And again then, you know, just to make it look lovely and vintage, just rough your edges up a little bit in one or two places. Maybe like, you know, along your crease line or something like that. Maybe again fold down a little bit here or something. Just so as it looks a little bit more, you know, bashed around, really, like it's been hanging around for a bit. And then just ink around there like that. So love these Regency papers, I have to say. They're really pretty, aren't they? So, and these, yeah, these are just the Regency collection. So, and then just, oops, go along there. I always quite like to do it along the creases because that's where it would naturally, you know, brown or discolour. So it just sort of makes sense to do that. There we go. Oh my goodness, how yummy and lovely is this looking? Loving it, loving it, loving it. Right. Definitely I'm thinking this gorgeous lace. Like I say, I can't remember whether this actually is vintage or not, to be honest. But it definitely looks vintage, doesn't it? So whether it is or whether it's not, it's definitely got the vintage kind of appearance going on. So I think like that. Now, what do we want to have on our envelope flap? Oh, the other thing is we might want to have a pocket on here. So I'm just reaching in because I've got a few tickets and things here which are ready cut out. So I just wonder whether we might want to have anything on the other side. Oh, they're all a bit dark, aren't they? I mean, strangely, this one actually I like best out of all of them, even though it is probably the darkest of all, but I think there's something kind of quite nice about that. Oh, I quite like it even here. Let's just have a look. So if we were having that like that. Now I'm just wondering, I mean, what we could do is maybe even have a wax seal on here. Let me just have a look. I've got some wax seals ready-made wax seals. Right, let's have a look. Now I probably won't have one the right colour. Because, you know, I've discovered this, that even though we have all these things ready-made, you know, the likelihood of having the right colour for a project seems unlikely. You know, which is so annoying, isn't it? Obviously, you can't have everything done, everything made, but, or, you know, things to cover every single eventuality, but it's just very annoying. Oh, there we go. That looks quite good, doesn't it? So, yeah. Quite like that. Now, I also have got some ribbons behind me, velvet ribbons. Oh, no, I don't think I'm going to have any of the right colour. I was going to say, and I've got them where they're, you know, they've got these buckles ready done on them. So I kind of thought, oh, I wonder if I could have one of these on here. But although I do love it, I was trying to keep this quite colourless, and yeah, of course this would be then, you know, not having a colourless appearance at all, would it? So yeah, maybe I won't do that. Oh, that's a shame, because that would have looked gorgeous, wouldn't it? But yeah, I'd quite like to achieve a bit more of a colourless look, because that's something I always struggle with, because I end up always thinking, oh, I'm just going to put some colour on. And then invariably, obviously, things go from colourless to colourful pretty quickly. So, right. Okay. Like that. Okay. Oops, just got some glue now stuck on here. Oh my goodness. Oh, what's going on? What is going on with me? Ah, right. So yeah, we've got that. Now, do we like this here? I mean, I do quite like it. I know that's not keeping it colourless, which is exactly what I said that I was trying to do, but I do quite like it. Now I'm just going to check whether I've got anything else that might be suitable. Oh, I do have this. So this is just from my French collection papers. I'm just wondering whether this might look better. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Perhaps like that. Just in there. Oh, I don't know now. Oh, I'm really making a mess of this, to be honest. So yeah, perhaps I'll just pop that down. Perhaps now. Oh, that's nice on that side, yeah. Right, let's have it over there. Like that, okay. Oops, probably come over slightly more. Okay, like that, and yep. Right, and then let's just bin this. I mean, could even have this, but yeah, obviously it's not really quite right. Or take it down and have it. Oh, I don't know. I was thinking we'd have a pocket on here, to be honest. So yeah, it's not really quite right if we're going to have a pocket. But I can't see anything laying around that's going to be just quite ideal as a pocket. I have got this. This is from my pale lace in the blues and greens. So, I mean, we could have that, I suppose, on there. And actually what we could do is decorate it with something like that. I mean, to be honest, the envelope is so pretty that I'm almost, like, reluctant to put anything else on there because it looks just gorgeous as it is. You know, it almost seems a bit of a shame to actually cover it up because it's lovely anyway. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry about that. I must be having a bit of hay fever, I think, today. Don't know why suddenly today, but... Well, the sun's finally out today, so... yeah, we've not been having a great summer, but yeah, suddenly the sun's out today, so maybe it's because the sun's out. What do we think to that? I can't really decide because I do really like the, you know, just the envelope, to be honest. So yeah, perhaps I will leave just the envelope showing because I feel like almost I'm, you know, maybe ruining it by having the envelope covered up. So I'm just going to glue, I think, this one on there instead. Okay, like that. Let's just get rid of these. Okay, and then let's just have a look. Do we want to have any lace or anything there? Just take that down. Oh, maybe some lace at the top is really nice. So yeah, let's just pop that down there. Right, I think that's quite nice. And then on this side, we're going to then just fill it with some goodies, I think. So let's have a look and see what we're going to put in there. So I'm thinking on this one, shall we do almost like a little pad in there? Just having a look to see what paper I've got laying around that I could use. So, oh, yeah, I'm looking for something plainish. Anything will do. Oh, come on, anything at all. Okay, right. Oh, what are these? This is not ideal, is it? So I was thinking more a pad like that. But to be honest, what we could do, I suppose, is just have like some sheets. Maybe layered or something like that. And then, do I have any bigger sheets is the question. Ooh, honestly, we have all these things and just never ever have the right thing, do we? You know, all these things but never the right thing. Ah, right, got some pale blue, which actually that is the right thing. Oh my goodness, that's literally perfect. So yeah, what we could do is, let's have that. So I'm just going to take this down here and I'm going to then, actually, I fold that in. Oh, I don't think it's really making a lot of difference, to be honest, which way I do this. It looks like it roughly needs to come down kind of sort of similar amount either way. So let's do that. And then here, like that. Okay. And then we could just have these here. Do we want to staple this one here or here? I think let's have it like that, actually. So, yeah. Right. So, I'm going to have it like this. And, yeah, I'm just going to staple these. So, using my Tim Holtz stapler. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah. Like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hot glue these in. So a line of hot glue straight across like that. Okay. Now at this point, obviously, you know, you might want to cover this up with some lace or something like that. Let me just see whether I've got anything that I could use. I mean, could even just cover up, I suppose, with this paper. Might be okay. It's not going to cover them all up, but definitely could cover a portion of it up. So just covering the staples up, really. So I just do that there, and then I might have some other paper or something that I could use up this end. So let's just see. Not really quite the right width, but oops. Oh well, that would do. Right. So yeah, going like that. So it's just to cover up the staples, really. I mean, you didn't have to cover them up, to be honest. They looked fine. But, you know, if you didn't like them and thought they were unsightly, it's just improving it. And then, when you fold this in, it's squishing in the whole bundle. Like that. Okay. Squish that in like that. And the lid comes down, and then you might want to have obviously a little paper clip or something like that just holding this closed. So let me just get my paper clips. Now again, I've got these gorgeous like rose gold kind of colour paper clips, which I bought these from Amazon recently. So, hello gorgeous. It's my little doggy. She's just come to join us. Have you come to lay in your bed, my silly guy? Hello beautiful. Hello gorgeous. So yeah, we can pop that on there. Now, do we want to decorate our paper clip? Let's just see. I mean, because we haven't got that much room here, you know, I don't want it obviously hanging over our piece, if you see what I mean. So I'm not really that sure that we've got, you know, enough room to actually get something significant on there. Do you know what? I'm almost thinking actually we could have just a lovely sheet of this, you know, stamp catalogue paper. I love these faux stamp catalogues. And I'm thinking cut it about this sort of size. So, yeah, let's just use that there. So I just need now something to back that onto that's card. So, right, let's just get some sort of card. Oh, I could even use this, to be honest, because we didn't end up using that, did we? So, yep. Let's just pop that down onto there. Okay. Actually, if I go over here, like that. Actually, I'll just go right up to the edge, I think. So, yeah, I was just debating whether to keep that as a border, but, yeah, I think we'll go right over to the edge. Spread that glue like that, okay. And then probably just fold that round. And that's then made that whole paper clip in one piece. So, like that. Trim that off at the bottom. Like that, okay. And then, oops, we pop our paper clip on here. So then all we need to do is glue the two portions together. So I like to use my hot glue when making paper clips just because it's really nice and quick. I don't have to worry about it all drying. So we just squish that down together. Oops, like that. Okay. Like that. And then just ink it up a little bit. And then could even, you know, add a little bit of lace or something. So, you know, just so it's really tying it in with the envelope piece itself. So, like that. And, yeah. Like that. Okay, so just glue this down. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. Right, now I'm just going to trim this out here at the side. And then maybe down on this side as well. There we go. Oh my goodness, I mean, what a gorgeous paperclip. And that just came together in like 2 seconds flat. You know, we've just literally thrown that together just from scrap and some book page. So that just then clips on here and holds the whole thing closed. Oops, like that. Okay, so that could then clip onto a page just like that. or, you know, sideways on, or however you like, really. So yeah, I mean, I just think they're really, really, really nice. I mean, these two look very, very different to each other, don't they? Two very completely different looking pieces, and they're actually functioning quite differently. This one's got the paper pad inside with all those different sheets, and this one's got obviously the, you know, loose pieces that you can pull out. So, you know, really, really nice, aren't they? And we've got lots of tickets and things popped into the pocket. So I hope that you like them. And yeah, have fun if you decide to make some. Please do share your photographs on Instagram and on the Facebook group and things like that. And yeah, have fun with them. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.